Hey everyone, so today's video is a question and answer, a Q&A video, and I've written down a whole bunch of questions that I've been asked, and I thought this would be probably a good video to start with. So a lot of you said yes, you do want to see Q&A along with a few other types of videos, and so thank you so much for that feedback. It is definitely helpful and it helps me kind of ease back into it and know what you're interested in and what you want to see. But I guess just to start with really quickly, I do want to thank you all so very much. A lot of the comments that were left on the video just left a massive smile on my face, and I genuinely really do appreciate it. I think that's always been something that I've felt lucky to have, is that sometimes some people's community that they have, or the people watching the videos and leaving comments, can be quite negative. But I've always thought that the people watching my videos and interacting with me and leaving comments have been really nice and really supportive. Occasionally, yeah, of course you're going to get the people that don't agree or are nasty. It's just life, that's going to happen. But majority of the time, everyone was really lovely, and I am so thankful that that's still the case, and that those of you out there that are still watching me or interested in following me or finding out more, I'm really happy that it still feels like that. It still feels like it's a very supportive environment, that everybody is just really nice. So that was very lovely to come back to, and so thank you all so very much from the bottom of my heart. That's made things feel a lot more positive. It's kind of given me a bit of a boost, which is lovely. It's really good. So I guess into the actual video, the question and answer video, I've written down a whole heap of questions that were asked, and I'm just going to go through them at random and answer them as well as I can and not try to drag it out too long, because I know that could potentially happen. So let's see, update on my husband and myself and how are we envisioning the future. So I guess there's a few different things. Some of the questions may cross over, and so we'll see. Update on my husband, he is going well. So he's going well now, and yeah, we're doing good. So yeah, everything seems to be going okay, and I think hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll just get better and better from here. Envisioning the future, I guess at the moment we're just trying to focus on the now and getting through the current situation. But envisioning for the future, we are thinking about potentially moving house, but we just need to find somewhere that would work for us. And it's not in the near future. We're talking maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, depending on where we go. So that's just an idea that we're toying with at the moment. We love where we live. It's a great place. It's fine. But the things that we find important and the things that we want out of our house and the things that we would like to have aren't here. And so we're making the most of what we've got, and we're moving things around a little bit and doing some things here. But if we can find somewhere that accommodates what we are wanting for the future, like my husband wants potentially in the future somewhere an aviary, so I think aviary, like a bird enclosure, and to have some larger birds, and yeah, like cockatoos, black cockatoos or just cockatoos. But it's a big decision because they live for such a long time, and they, the aviary would have to be quite large, and we just need to make sure that it's doable, because in Sydney house prices are insane and the land is just getting smaller and smaller. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Am I still growing out my silvers? Yes, I am, 100%. I am still growing out my grey hair. And if any of you are interested in that, I guess I could make a dedicated video. But I have been doing a couple of progress shots or updates on Instagram, so if you're interested in that, follow me there. And yeah, the end of this month, beginning of next month will actually be a year since I started that. The next question is, do I still collect BPAL oils. Do I still use them? What are my favourites? So BPAL is Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab. It's perfume oils. I don't still collect them, so I'm not actively purchasing them. I still have a look every now and then. I've still got some favourites that I really like, and that's just my dog. That's another question that's actually been asked. But yeah, I still have some favourites that I like, but I haven't purchased them for a while. What I like about the Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab is some of them are quite old now, but they smell amazing, and some of them actually smell better with age. Like for those of you that are familiar with BPAL oils, snake oil is a classic example. It just smells better and better. Some of my favourites, the ones that I do go to and use a lot, are the Hope and Faith combinations. Gwyneth is another one that I use a lot. And what is it? Katrina Van Tassel, I think it is. But yeah, so I still use them. I still really enjoy them, but I haven't been purchasing any new ones. Another question is, with your more simple setup, as far as organization goes, I would like to see your setup. Is that something that you do? And sure, I can do that. It's nothing really too detailed, I guess. It really is quite simple. The actual large thing you see there is full of just random stuff. It's not actually even makeup anymore in that one. It's candles, some craft stuff, some photos, things like that. Just random things that I needed a place to store. Makeup wise, I've got 2 drawers in my cupboard, and I've got some stuff in that one. And that's pretty much it now. But certainly that is something that I can look at doing for you. Will you upload to your ASMR channel? Or there was a lot of comments and requests about ASMR. And will you do ASMR videos? Will you use the channel? When are you planning on doing that? And the answer is yes, I do plan on doing it. Where that's going to happen, I don't know. There is a lot of requests to have ASMR on this channel, like from a lot of you. And so I'm still debating whether or not I even try to do the 2-channel thing, or if I just keep it simple and upload it to this channel. And those of you who want to watch it can. Those of you who really aren't into it, that's okay as well. And you can give those videos a miss. If that's something that you think would work and you would be happy doing, or happy me doing that, let me know. I would appreciate that feedback to see. Having 2 channels, it might just, it's a little bit tricky, particularly in the back end as well. It's a little bit harder to manage. And if I am going to do it, I just need to work out a setup and how that would work, and content wise, what I would do, because it is kind of awkward to film. And I know the videos I like are generally things like rain sounds and thunderstorms and things like that. But if there's specific videos you think would work, or recommendations for ASMR, please leave them below. And if you wouldn't mind me loading them or uploading them to this channel, I would really like that feedback as well, because that's something I think that would make it easier to do. Of course, I would still do other videos, not just ASMR, but I think just a one-stop shop, it's just easy to find. It'll be here. It might just make more sense. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, but it is something that I'm looking at doing, and I see the value in it because that's something that I want my videos, I want people to enjoy my videos. I want people to come here to escape, or just feel like they're talking with a friend, or just getting away from everyday life, or making them feel good. And I mean, a lot of you have asked for it, and so it's always been something that I've been thinking about. It's a really awkward thing to get into and start, because the role-playing thing, that seems a bit weird to me, but I'm just seeing how it would work. So any help or suggestions you have, please do leave them below. But yes, it is something I'm thinking about doing. I think I would want to do on this channel, but I just want to make sure with you all that that would be okay, and that you'd be up for that, I guess. Another question. How are my dogs? So Lockie and Pally, they turned 12 in December. They are still fine. They have their little problems here and there. But yeah, for overall, they've been great. They are full of personality. They just, yeah, they are wonderful, wonderful dogs. They're toy poodles. So yeah, they're still going strong. They still act like puppies. But yeah, they're 12 now. It's incredible. But yeah, that's gone quickly. But yeah, they are fantastic. Any new hobbies was another question. I've picked up a couple of things and then sort of not done a few things as well. So some of the stuff that I was looking at doing was to do with like a laser cutting machine, stickers, and I've sort of moved away from journaling or like the Erin Condren or whatever it is, the diaries. I don't really do those as much, but I do keep myself a monthly calendar. Also, some of the stickers and things that I had for that I've been using on the monthly calendar. It's just a really cheap monthly, like an A3 size calendar from Kmart, and it fits a lot of the stickers in it quite well. So I find that that's been more helpful. I just keep it on my desk and use that instead. That's, I guess, sort of a hobby in a way. As far as other new hobbies, I still play board games with the family a lot. It's just spending more time doing things that are important to me. And that's, I guess, more of a lifestyle than a hobby, isn't it? That's something we should all try to work out and try to do and balance as much as possible. Another one would be gardening, and previous to the current stuff that I have, and even now, I still manage to kill a lot of plants. I've had pretty decent success with a lot of the stuff that I'm growing. Some of the things that have happened have been outside of my control, like when my basil got taken over by, what is it, downy mildew, I think it's called. I lost whatever I had, but before then I had quite a lot and was harvesting quite a lot of it, so I didn't mind. And it was just too wet and humid and constantly. But things are still growing. Things that I just tried to grow. Some work, some don't. So it's just trying to work out what the climate is here. And the weather has been all over the place. Hot, cold, wet, humid. It's still mainly wet and humid. But yeah, it's just trying to work out what I can grow in the space that I have as well. So that's another thing that I've picked up. So I think a lot of people probably in the last 12 months have picked up gardening as a hobby. How do you look back at older YouTube videos? So sometimes I do go back and have a look at some of the videos, and to be honest, I do get mixed emotions. So sometimes it's like, oh, that's a bit cringy, isn't it? Others, it's like, wow, I was so young. Sometimes I do have that moment where it's like, oh, life was so much simpler back then. Or those times where you think, oh, if I could only go back to that point, and then what would I do differently? It's a dangerous game to play, I guess, when you start to think like that. But look, it happens. We all have those moments. And I think just thinking about it doesn't really hurt, but don't dwell on it. Just think and then try to make the changes you want now. And it's hard. It is hard. It's easy to say. And I'm not a motivational speaker in any way. But doing those things, saying it's really easy, doing it's quite difficult. And it does take discipline to change and to make lifestyle changes. It's just going back, yeah. Some of them I'm like, wow, okay, cool. I couldn't do that anymore. Others, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That was me. And for the most part, it still is me. I've noticed myself grow. It's really weird to watch yourself on videos from so long ago and compare it to now, it is almost, and sometimes it's like watching a different person, but it's not. It's kind of strange. It's really weird. And those of you who have watched videos of yourself in the past, you know what I mean. It's just a little odd. My voice, I think, has changed, but that isn't surprising. Obviously, getting older, sometimes some medical things can impact my voice. My voice can get a little bit more hoarse now, but again, that's just it comes with age. And also like a long time ago I mentioned that with Hashimoto's and like hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's mainly, sometimes you do get a dry scratchy hoarseness and stuff, but it's not too bad. It's just is what it is, and I like to drink a lot of tea to try to soothe that. So that's, yeah, it's just noticing small changes like that, and it's good to have those memories, I guess, captured somewhere. And gosh, they're not going anywhere, are they? Any new goals or dreams for the future? Similar to, I guess, talking about moving house. Yeah, just trying to work out what's important, what's achievable, what's realistic, and what can set me up for the future that we want, and what will set us up for the future that we want and what we're looking for. So any goals? At the moment I'm trying to create more short-term goals. I don't know if a lot of you would know this. I don't think I ever made a video about it, but I did struggle a lot with my weight, and it was before I was diagnosed. It wasn't that long after I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's that I just stopped filming. And I think everything sort of came all at the same time, and it was really difficult to balance everything and do everything. So yeah, that's another thing I do notice when I go back and watch my videos, is that I can see where things changed, and it's just interesting. There isn't a lot in between 2017 and 2020, I guess. I don't have a whole heap of photos, I don't have a whole heap of videos of me, and I guess in a way it was difficult. And if you do want a video to talk about this, I can, but it's not really that interesting. It is just what it is. Well, at least to me it's not interesting, but I guess for some of you, if it helps, I can. But I made a post May or June, I think it was May last year, maybe a little bit early, it could have been March, sometime last year, early 2020, about my experience and my journey so far. And I was at my heaviest weight ever after I was diagnosed. And I thought after being medicated that would be great, and I would lose weight and I'd go back to how I was before. But it didn't happen. I actually ended up gaining weight. It was hard. It was difficult. It was a difficult time. And since then, just trying to balance everything out, work out what works for me, manage my levels, things like that. Since then I have been able to lose about 16 kilos. So it's taken almost 2 years, and it doesn't sound like a lot. And for, you know, your average person, that probably isn't a lot over 2 years. But for those of you who do suffer from Hashimoto's, hypothyroidism, you would know that's a pretty big deal. At least to some of us, we're all different. But for me it was a big deal. And looking at it, I look at myself now, I'm still like, oh, I'm not where I want to be, but it's better than where I was. And for me, it's more about just improving my fitness and trying to be healthier, because I am getting older. We all are getting older. And so I want to try to do as much as I can now as sustainably. So it's something that I can keep going on with, not some crash diet, because for me that's simply not going to work. My body will just shut down and not function. It's not the way I want to do things. So that's something that I've been dealing with, and yeah, so that's something that I've got goals, short-term goals for that too. It's like little milestones. So I'll aim for another 5 kilos and set a longer, more sustainable, more realistic time period for me, just to be healthier. So yeah, that's some of them. What else have we got? Do I still use LUSH? I do use some LUSH products still, but I can't remember the last time that I purchased a LUSH product, like a new product. It's just I haven't been buying as many things. The things that I have been purchasing have been from local businesses or small businesses locally. I'm into soap more now, so there's a few companies local to me that hand make soaps, and so I've been purchasing those and I've been really enjoying those, and they do some of them do like bath bombs and things like that too. And yeah, so that's more where I've shifted towards. It's not that I've got anything against LUSH or don't enjoy it, I do, it's just I haven't really purchased anything recently. More questions. Have you ever considered vlogging? Not really, I guess. Yes and no. Like if there's something going on, sure, maybe every now and then that would work, but I don't really have a life that is that interesting for vlogging. It would literally be me sitting, doing my job, making dinner, grocery shopping. Like it's not really that interesting. It is just what life is. And then occasionally I get out and do something interesting. So it would be too fake of me to fake that lifestyle that is interesting all the time. It's simply not. That's not realistic for me. That's not what my life is, and that's okay. I'm nothing against that. That's fine. It's just yeah, vlogging full time, it would be so boring for me. Do I have a favorite scent? Good question. Good question. I don't really ever have a favorite scent as such. I've normally got like a top 5, top 10 that I reach for. What have I been wearing? I've actually been going back into the Ralph Lauren Romance more frequently, but it's an old one. It's discontinued, so apologies in advance. But it's Ralph Lauren Romance Sensual Notes. And that's been quite nice. I've been reaching for that. Or Stella by Stella McCartney. Classic, wonderful, great. Little Black Dress, again, as you can see down here. It just depends on my mood in the day and the weather and how it's going to react with that. But those are the ones that I guess recently I've been going for more of the florals, the fruity florals, and occasionally the oriental kind of scents. Do I do any DIYs? Yes. Around the house, constantly doing DIY stuff. If I can do it, I will do it. If I can do it myself, I will try. And that is just me. There's no real standout projects that I can think of. I mean, nothing overly interesting, but I do like to do DIY or do things myself around the house as well. But yeah, I can't really think of anything in particular. But yeah, I do DIY stuff. A lot of the stuff for my wedding, which is now quite a while ago. It'll be, what, 7 years in the middle of the year. That's gone fast. But yeah, a lot of the stuff I did for that, pretty much everything. The invitations, the things that threw the petals up in the air, you know, the basket things, that just the wishing well, everything was pretty much DIY for that. And I saved a whole heap of money doing it that way as well. But it's also something that I enjoy. If you don't enjoy it, then it can be a hassle, but I did, so that was good. Recent candle purchase. I actually did purchase a candle recently. It's a Woodwick Tri-Scent candle. It's like cafe scents. I'll insert a little picture somewhere up here if I remember to do so. If not, this will just be an awkward shot of me pointing to nothing. But it's like a vanilla, biscotti caramel. It's amazing. My husband loves it as well, and so I did purchase that. It was on sale and the one we had was almost gone, so I'm like, oh, I will buy that. It's a bit of a treat. Favorite TV show? Look, to be honest, at the moment I'm watching MacGyver, the remake. It's not my favorite, but it's just something to watch and not think. Favorite TV show? Okay, look, it's a little dated now, but The Witcher, I actually really enjoyed that. But I kind of think I am more into that kind of a thing. I liked it. It's not for everybody, obviously, but I enjoyed it. Again, I have favourites in the very moment, and then they're like, well, it was okay, that was fine. But that was probably the one that stands out. It's like The Witcher. I liked that. How did I meet my husband? And so we're wrapping up. There's only a couple of questions left, and it's probably good because it's about half an hour already. But how did I meet my husband? We actually met online many years ago. What would it be? 15 years ago this year, I think. So, is it? Yeah, I think it is 15 years ago. Yeah, 15 years ago this year. We met online. And there we go. It's not really interesting story. Back then it wasn't as common. It was like 2006, so it wasn't as common, online dating or anything like that. It wasn't not common, if that makes sense, but if you told people back then, oh yeah, I met him online, or I met her online, they'd be like, really? Okay. It's a bit weird, but yeah, so now it's every second person's met online. Some other just general questions about life, and some of them are a bit deep to probably answer in the next minute or so. So I might end up making another video down the track to answer some more questions. So if there's something that wasn't answered in this video that you do want to know, please leave the question down below, because I might do another one of these down the track. And yeah, see how that goes. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'll leave it there because it's gonna be a long time. Another thing that I wanted to say was that I actually found some old footage of videos that I filmed and just, for whatever reason, never edited them. So there's about 5 that I found on this camera from 2018, 2019 even, that I did film and then just never did anything with them. So some of them are completely irrelevant now because the products, some of them are hauls, products I purchased you can't buy anymore. But I still thought it might be interesting to just edit them. It's going to also help me get back into editing and getting used to that. Just editing them, uploading them as a throwback video. And I'll put the date of when they were filmed and just really make it clear that it is a throwback video. I asked if you were interested in that, and some of you said, yeah, go ahead, do it. That's great, why not? And so I might do that just as like a little bit of extra here and there. And I don't know, hopefully it might be interesting, but it'll be really weird because it'll be seeing me now and then flashback to 2-3 years ago. But yeah, just wanted to let you know that that's something that I think I might do. Why not? I've got the footage there. I'll put it out into the world and see what happens. But I will label it as like a throwback video and the date that it was filmed, just to make it clear that that's not me now. But yeah, so that's pretty much all that I have for the moment. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you all learnt something from this, or at least found it entertaining to watch, even if it was just background noise for whatever you were doing. That's perfectly fine. This type of video definitely lends itself to being just something to play in the background. That's another thing, actually, thinking about background noise. I'm getting off track. I really need to stop this, but I can't help it. It was just like train of thought. Podcasts have always intrigued me, but I just don't know content wise if I could sustain like an hour podcast. Here I am saying that and it's already like 32-minute video. Of course I could probably talk for an hour. I just don't know how to get into it. So I'll look into it maybe. Maybe that's something I can think of. Maybe I could do a live chat here and there if there's something that I just want to pop on and talk to people. Who knows? There are so many options available at the moment. And if you've got any suggestions or requests, please feel free to leave them below, because I do genuinely appreciate it. It is actually really helpful for me. And sometimes if anything, it kind of directs me on where I should be heading to and which direction to focus on. And yeah. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, a wonderful week, whatever it is for you. I hope it's going well so far for you right now, and I will see you all again very soon. And stay safe, be well, and see you later. Bye.